So in episode 5 of our series, I wanted to take a step back and compare and contrast from episode 1 to episode 5 now. How have our numbers changed and how far have we come? So starting off with trap theory here, obviously we started this series with this page at just under 3,000 followers. Now we're sitting at just over 4,400 followers. So that's about a 1,400 follower increase over the last 4 episodes. And with Lazy Intellectuals, we went from just over 500 followers to now just under 600 followers. So that's about an 80 follower increase on the Lazy Intellectuals page, which is not great. I definitely going to focus more of my efforts there and in getting that page up. But I do want to say, because I'm not sure that I ever said this in this series, part of the reason that I'm growing 2 pages is obviously to show the different niches and how they work and show that you can grow in different areas. But the other part of the reason is in starting the Lazy Intellectuals page with about 500 followers, that's a starting point where most people on Instagram can relate to. So if I can take this page, the Lazy Intellectuals page, from 500 to 3,000 followers in the series, and then simultaneously take the Trap Theory page from 3,000 to 10,000 followers in this series, I'm able to kind of condense the information and show you, look, these are the growth hacks for the beginning, these are the growth hacks for the end, and here's how to get you from 0 to 10,000 in a shorter space of time. But obviously Trap Theory has grown a lot faster than Lazy Intellectuals. A big reason for that is just the algorithmic shifts that we've talked about in episode 3. Obviously the algorithm is going to pump you up more once you get a certain amount of followers and a certain amount of home impressions. And especially with those reels, man, those reels on Trap Theory have been hitting in just a big way. I mean, I've got so many reels on Trap Theory that are over 1 million views. I'm kind of surprised I'm not past 10,000 followers already, to be honest. And I guess what I'm really trying to say is that those first 2,500 followers on a page are a grind, man. My first 1,000 followers on Trap Theory were so much harder than my last 1,000 followers on Trap Theory, and it just continues to get easier and easier and quicker. You know, we understand logically that social media growth is an exponential thing, that it doesn't happen linearly, but it's really hard when you're still in the trenches and you're at that low level and you're trying to grow a page from scratch. To keep that in mind is like, yo, these first 2,500 followers are going to be the hardest. It's really easy to give up along the way, but I just want to say, like, you can still do it in 2022. Look what I just did with my page. I got it to 4,400 followers, and I didn't really know anything about social media before I started this. This series is a way for me to say, hey, here's what I've learned along the way, and I'm sharing it with you so that your growth can happen faster than mine did. And just reflecting on where Trap Theory was towards the beginning of this year, I really didn't start taking the Instagram growth seriously until about April. And I think in April, Trap Theory was only at about 500 or 600 followers. So to see it go from 500 or 600 to now 4,400 followers in December, that's crazy, man. That's a lot of growth in 8 months. And I'm sure that by the time this video is released, you guys are watching it in February of 2022. But at the time of recording this, we're hitting the end of December here. And I just want to take a second and kind of say, what is going to be the strategy going into the new year? Now, I touched on this in a past video, but I do want to get into the actual content creation game. Instead of just curating and reposting existing content for things like Reels, for things like regular posts on our pages, I want to start transitioning into making actual original content and branded content that's unique to our pages. But the thing about that is I haven't wanted to do it at these early steps because early on, it's kind of pointless. The way that I look at it is before I apply all of this time and effort to creating original content, I want to get some sort of core fan base first around my topic. I want to collect interest before I start applying as much time as I can to making content. So as I start moving closer to the 6-figure mark on Trap Theory, I'll start moving away from content curation and kind of more towards content creation. And then there is something that I wanted to clarify from our last video, and this is a little bit off topic, but in our last video I talked about how we should do a 60-40 content split if we want to grow as fast as possible on Instagram. I said that you should do 60% Reels and about 40% regular content if you want to maximize your growth strategy. Now the asterisk, or the little bit of nuance that I want to add to that, is that I think I made that sound very black and white. Like you have to do 60% and then you have to do 40%. I do want to say Instagram is super negotiable. Every niche, every audience, every page has slightly different circumstances. So much of social media in trying to grow as fast as possible with your page is going to be experimenting and trying out different things. So I just want to say for the rest of the series, whenever I give you these finite numbers, I'm trying to streamline things as much as possible to help you grow as fast as possible with the information that I know and the information that's worked for me. But if at any point you hear a number, don't be afraid to change it out or try different stuff a little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, that's where my greatest growth has come from, is from taking risks and trying different things that are nuanced to my page that I think in my head, hey, my audience might like it more if I do this instead of what somebody else has prescribed. So seriously, don't be scared to experiment a little bit, to try different things. If you want to try doing a 50-50 split or even just 20% reels, 80% regular posts, feel free to try that. I'm just giving you the numbers that work for me, and you can kind of rearrange that data how it makes sense for you. And I just want to say thank you to you guys for making it through 5 episodes of this series with me. I know your guys' time is valuable. I try to cram as much information as I can into each of these episodes while keeping them pretty concise and short, so that way you guys can get the most out of it with the least amount of time investment. So if you guys do appreciate it, I would appreciate if you leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to use this series as kind of a way to like lift the curtains, show behind the scenes like, yo, this is the stuff I've tried, this is the stuff that does work, this is the stuff that doesn't work. Really give you a sneak peek, a glimpse into all of the growth hacks, all of the growth knowledge that I have. And I'll just say it again, is those first 2,000 or 3,000 followers are gonna be brutal, man. That's the hardest part of this whole growth, is gonna be those first 2,000 or 3,000 followers until you're getting enough home impressions to where the Instagram Explore page is gonna take your content and just push it out farther. So when you're in those first growth stages, man, just keep your head down, keep grinding. It does take time, but if I could make it happen, then you can most definitely make it happen. I'm not particularly smart. I'm just willing to keep working at it until I get the results that I want. So if you guys take the information that I've learned and start applying that in a big way as much as possible, it's only a matter of time until you guys are destroying my numbers. So on the real, don't get discouraged. It's not gonna happen overnight, and that's okay. If you guys have any concerns, any questions, anything like that, just drop it below in the comments. I'm here to help you guys, and I reply to my comments pretty fast. And then I don't think I ever fully explained what the Lazy Intellectuals page is. So let me just say it like this. We've got a series over on my buddy Emmanuel's YouTube channel where we cover some of the biggest books of our time, and we take the core lessons from those books and we turn it into an entertaining video so that you're getting value out of it without feeling like you're watching something tedious and long. We just take the most important pieces and put it into a short video format.
Think about your current relationships. How many of those people that you know that aren't good for you are leading you towards your death? Not literally, but figuratively. How many of those relationships would you cut off? Why haven't you cut them off already? No, seriously, think about it. I mean, you just heard a story about 2 guys knew that they were probably gonna die when they walked into this room, and they had every chance they could to walk out and run away and never go into that meeting. And you're thinking, they must be crazy for willingly going into that meeting to get shot in the back of the head. And then they knew this. How many people are in your life that you could cut off that relationship where you're willingly keep going back to that person who's leading you down a dead path, leading you down a dead end, leading you down to your death?
So if you guys want to check out more content like that, go ahead and click this top card to Emmanuel's channel. I edit all those Lazy Intellectuals videos. He's obviously the on-screen presence, but thank you guys for your time. God bless and have a good one, y'all. Thanks.